Hi, welcome to part 4 of blood pressure series. So, how would we classify blood pressure? So, what are the different classification system which is there in blood pressure? And there has been a very considerable worldwide discussion, if not a controversy, over the classification of increasing levels of blood pressure. Okay, so National Institute of Health in United States have classified blood pressure into various categories, and these categories can be again classified as optimal, normal, pre-hypertension, stage 1 hypertension, and stage 2 hypertension. When it comes to optimal hypertension, that is your systolic should be 115 or less, and diastolic should be 75 or less. When it comes to normal blood pressure, systolic should be less than 120, diastolic should be less than 80. When it comes to pre-hypertension, systolic should be between 120 to 139, and diastolic should be between 80 to 89. When it is stage 1 hypertension, systolic should be between 140 to 159, and diastolic should be between 90 to 99. And when it comes to stage 2 hypertension, systolic is more than 160 and diastolic is more than 100. If either the systolic or the diastolic number is in one of the three categories above normal, overall the patient is considered to be in that category. So why the big deal? What's the difference? You might well ask. As I'll detail shortly, the risk of cardiovascular disease, heart attack, stroke, and death rises linearly with blood pressure. Anything more than 120 by 80 begins to increase the risk, especially when other risk factors are concurrently present, such as elevated cholesterol, cigarette smoking, and diabetes, especially diabetes. If at all diabetes is there and there is fluctuation in the blood pressure values, the risk of all these diseases increases. And the data are compelling. As you read through them, you will no doubt prefer to be at the low end of the risk spectrum. Doctors have sometimes been accused of not being aggressive enough in confronting and battling disease, especially degenerative diseases that takes a long time to develop. Not anymore. The biggest point of dissension was the introduction of the term pre-hypertension. With some justification, critics feared that labeling patients as having pre-hypertension rather than high normal blood pressure would make them fearful. Some people were concerned that such a label on a medical record might influence medical insurance rates also. And others worried that antihypertensive drugs might be prescribed excessively. So, yeah, so these are the categories of blood pressure, and in either of the category above normal, if somebody is falling into, they have to make sure that they don't fall into other lifestyle diseases like diabetes, high cholesterol, either smoking or drinking. So these things have to be taken care of. And people having who fall under this category should make sure they know their low density lipoprotein, as they have to keep it as low as possible, and high density lipoprotein as high as possible, to prevent the development of disease or suffering an event rather than waiting for that to happen. So it is with blood pressure. The lower we can get our numbers, the better off we are now and will be in the future. It really does not matter whose chart you are looking at in Australia, the United States, or elsewhere in the world. All cardiologists and medical authorities agree that your goal should be 120 by 80 or even better, down as low as 115 by 75 or lower is good. And for many years, doctors believed the diastolic blood pressure, the lower the number was more important evaluation. Today, we know that the opposite is true. Elevations of systolic blood pressure, the top number, are far more predictive of cardiovascular diseases that can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. And Japanese research published in the journal Hypertension, uh, they have documented that elevations in systolic blood pressure are most predictive of the stroke. According to current hypertension management guidelines, a 5 point also, just a reduction of 5 point in systolic blood pressure can reduce mortality substantially and cut the risk of having stroke by 14% and getting heart diseases by 9%. And even systolic blood pressure is far more difficult to lower effectively than diastolic blood pressure. Okay, and we run a program. The program is called the Blood Pressure Reversal or Blood Pressure Cure Program, and we have documented a lot of people, reversing this blood pressure without, if they have been detected in initial stages, and make have continuous monitoring of their blood pressure, and we have got them to normal, if at all, if they when they are in the initial stages. So lifestyle change is the key here. So until and unless lifestyle change is been done, it is very difficult to manage blood pressure, and even with medication the risk factor increases. So even if medications are being prescribed and lifestyle changes have not been done, then the risk factors of stroke or heart diseases will not reduce. So make sure get into a program where will we have a diet program for reversal of blood pressure or reducing the medications of blood pressure. And even when you are taking this, even blood pressure medications have a lot of side effects. How to combat those side effects of those medications so that you don't end up in other diseases. Usually it has been seen that people who take blood pressure medications, within next 2 to 5 years they end up in taking cholesterol medications, and the next 5 to 10 years they end up in getting into diabetes, right? So this this cycle of diseases can be prevented by proper lifestyle modifications, by a proper plan. We can plan out a proper diet plan for you, right foods, right, what is the right time to take those foods, how those foods can affect your health. Until and unless we don't know why we are eating what we are eating, we will not get the same results, right? So get into a program of nutrition, program of lifestyle modification, and which is to prevent blood pressure complications also, and to combat the problems associated with taking blood pressure medications. I hope this has helped you. Thank you so much.